What do you honestly think an imaginary friend is?
Like, sometimes I see shadows of, like, a little boy who looks like him in front of me.
She would be at the end of her cot, like the opposite end to the head end where I was sleeping, laughing and giggling. Is he sat there or not now?
He was just there.
You ready to go?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, got all our bags packed up for a trip.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, what do you honestly think an imaginary friend is? Do you believe that they are genuinely just figments of a child's imagination?
I'm a bit split on this one. So I've worked with kids for the last 6 years, and obviously professionally I'm like level 3 trained and stuff. So I've worked in schools, nurseries, you name it, right? And I've been with hundreds of kids. Imaginary friends, I used to think that was something a child made up. I'm just being honest, as an attention thing. When I worked in my nurseries, a lot of the children would do the whole, oh, my little friend, so and so, my little, imaginary friend Shane, and you'd say, oh, Shane did this, Shane did that. And it's like you kind of start learning that this is like not an actual thing. But then some children, I do think it is real because it's the way they sort of describe things. So instead of just saying, blaming the imaginary friend for something bad they did, they go into detail and say, oh, Shane feels unhappy today because this happened, that happened. And they go like really in depth with like feelings and like opinions of that person. So it's very split, where some of them I don't necessarily believe in it, some of them I think it's like very intimate detail that you can't fake.
See, I find that interesting actually. You're bringing up children bringing emotions into their imaginary friend.
Yeah.
Do you think it's maybe their way? Possibly, one theory is it's a caricature of themselves they use in order to speak for themselves without directing it on themselves.
Yeah, I used to say that. So I used to think that some children, they would use the imaginary friend as expressing a feeling about themselves they don't know how to reflect to, like, a normal adult. So they'd say, oh, my little friend feels this way, but actually that's the child reflecting their own emotions. So
how do you feel about an adult family being creeped out by their child's imaginary friend because the things this imaginary friend is saying seems like something the child wouldn't come up with on their own? I mean, and they are saying that they're experiencing some strange things, and as if it was like this particular imaginary friend, which we're going to address and interview this child very carefully. What was her name again?
Rosie.
Rosie, that's correct. Very pretty name. So we're going to be interviewing Rosie and find out exactly who these imaginary friends she has are and why they know so much.
Yeah. Well, see, I was going to say, and I'm not just saying it for the case of just tonight's documentary, I'm just saying in general, I honestly believe Rosie is somewhat different. So the children I've worked in nurseries and schools with, you can read a child quite easily. So it's just simple things like their posture, their gait, the pitch of their voice and stuff. You can kind of tell when there's a bit of like fibbing. But Rosie, she knows things, and I don't get how. It's like when we went to theirs a couple of weeks ago and said about the back rooms, and she came straight up to us and said, oh yeah, they're yellow, aren't they? And just walked off. Even I as an adult didn't know that. But then she says the elves tell her these things. But there's no way this child would know that.
Yeah, we have been told by her parent that she is extremely gifted in a very eerie way in some ways, and very knowledgeable but beyond her years. Have you ever heard the term indigo children?
I've only heard it once or twice, and that is actually with you, but I don't know the full extent of what it means.
Okay, so an indigo child is basically a very, very spiritual child. Not necessarily that they are spiritual within their own beliefs, but they are gifted in a way that is supernatural.
Okay.
Tell you what, there's really only one way to find out, because I've never had an imaginary friend, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So the only way we're going to find out is by staying the entire weekend with this family.
Yeah.
Interviewing extensively. Obviously, I will be very careful how I do it.
Of
I will be very
course.
respectful of the child's beliefs and only ask pertinent questions in order to get an answer that would make more sense. And then after she goes to bed, obviously because her parents believe that this could be a spiritual entity, we will ghost hunt the house while she's in bed and see if we can make contact with her imaginary friend. So the first thing we're going to do is find out what their friends' names are.
I know her most important one is called Cookie. I know that because she spoke about Cookie 100 times. And I believe, according to Lucifer, she had 69. She's got 71 now because she got 2 on the weekend and she called them Kaylee and Andrew, which is kind of cute. But yeah, she's got 71 elves, all with different personalities, different names, different traits, different everything. Lucifer was telling us that she brings them to school, but she mixes it up because she really believes they all have their own little feelings, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
And she's she's got such a big heart. She's so loving, and she wants to obviously share the kindness with them all. But Cookie is definitely the one tonight you want to ask to speak with.
Okay. Well, I will before I even figure out how I'm going to execute this paranormal investigation. I will first conduct an interview with her mom, with Rosie herself, get as many answers to my questions as possible, and we'll just have to play it by ear. I've never investigated an imaginary friend before, and I to be honest with you, I don't think many have. I mean, other than actual psychiatrists and psychologists who delve into this stuff, this is like taking that scientific aspect but in a different realm, into the paranormal sciences.
Yeah.
So tell you what, this is what we'll call a parapsychology documentary. Let's make our way down there. We got a couple hours till we get to Somerset.
And I want to say with this one, I actually really do believe Rosie. I do believe her. Other children have said it, and I've babysat with them or whatever, and you just sort of think, oh, are you sure? But Rosie, there's something very unique about her. Yeah, I can't put my finger on it, but I'm excited.
All right, well, time to go. Right, I believe we are just about there. A really nice neighborhood. It's way out in the sticks, though.
Yeah.
We are literally in the middle of bloody nowhere.
It's really fancy, though.
Yeah, there's some massive houses out here.
And I think it's down there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice big pothole.
Oh, okay.
So excited!
Oh my god, it is insane.
Oh my god, it was such a long
It's gonna be hello.
Hello, God. Rosie! Hello, cheeky.
And there's our indigo child right there.
Look at you all dressed up. You're so pretty.
So is she fully aware that she's going to be in a video?
Oh, she is so excited.
Are you excited to be in a video?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, you're going to help us out a lot and interest a lot of people with what you can talk to us about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, let's get settled in and...
Yep, get all our stuff and let's do this.
So, in the interest of keeping Rosie outside of this interview with you, you've taken us where?
To the downstairs craft studio room.
Studio
In the
downstairs.
middle of being renovated, but... Renovated.
Ah,
Oh, wow, it's
yeah, alright. Yeah, no, this'll work, Alright. First and foremost, would you like to state your name and...
My name is Lucy Walker, and I'm Rosie's mum.
Already know. So obviously we've come here to stay the weekend with you guys, so we can maybe talk about. Yeah, I know it's going to be brilliant. So we could talk about and experience these friends Rosie has. Could you tell me a little bit about this, like some backstory?
I certainly could. Rosie now has like 72 elves, like elf on the shelf
Elves,
dolls.
okay.
Various different colours, various sizes. We've got camo ones, green ones, purple ones. But yeah, they are like her friends. She takes at least 3 of them to school, rotates which ones.
Yeah.
At least 3 to bed with her. They're all named. They all have their own personalities. They each have a different story to tell.
Okay. Where did this all stem from with elves then?
Okay, so Rosie saw an elf in a shop in like Tesco's.
Yeah.
Just randomly on its own, like miles from the toys, and she said, "Mummy, the elf wants to come home with us." And I was like, "Oh no, we've got 2 elves coming because it's Christmas, you know." And she's like, "But it really wants to come home with us, Mummy." So I said, "No, another time." She said, "Well, if it's still here after Christmas, can we take her home?" I said, "Yeah, okay, yeah," thinking that nothing of it. I went back March probably, and Rosie said, "You know, we can get the elf if she's still there, can't we, Mummy?" And I'm thinking, yeah, it's March. Yeah, of course we can. And halfway round the store, she stops at the air freshener aisle,
Okay.
pulls me back, and there, sat on the shelf, is the elf.
The same one from Christmas.
Apparently so, yeah.
And she managed to find it months
She
later.
took her straight to it, and she was
Okay.
called Apple, as it turns out, apple pie.
Okay.
So I said, she said, "We can take her now, can't we, Mummy?" I said, "Yes, we can." And yeah, we got her home, and she turned to Nanny and said, "Oh, she's so pleased to be home, Nanny." Nanny's like, eh.
Okay.
But yeah, it all started from there. We went a few weeks later, and she spotted another elf, and I was like, no, there's no way. And she said, "No, it's all right, Mummy. Like, she's going home with someone else, or he's going home with someone else."
Huh.
And 2 minutes later, he's been carried out the shop by 2 girls.
Wow.
Okay, so almost like predictive or
Yeah.
seeing. Okay, can I ask you? At what point did you realize that these elves that she's talking to might be a little bit more than the childhood fantasy?
Well, there's certain things she said that she couldn't possibly know. Things
Okay.
that, for example, she said, Auntie Helen brought us home from the hospital when you had me, didn't she,
Like
Mummy?
across the whole time.
And I had to think about that because it was all of a bit of a blur, having a cesarean and,
Yeah.
you know, postnatal depression. It was all, and I had a thought about it, and I thought, oh my goodness, it was Auntie Helen, yeah, like, you know, randomly. And I can't figure out how she would know that because it's not something I've thought about
Yeah.
since it actually happened.
So, is there anyone out there who may not be with us who could have thought of that to tell her? Or, well, there's bound to be family.
She, before the elves, long before the elves, she always has like conversations with nobody, you know, people. She would be at the end of her cot, like the opposite end to the head end where I was sleeping, laughing and giggling and playing with someone. And when she's had tantrums, I've had to close the door, like the French doors, like it was in a hotel in Gran Canaria, and I was stood outside the French doors, like just holding them shut while she had this screaming meltdown. And she appeared to be having a conversation. She said, I'm trying to calm down. I'm trying to stop crying. Yes, I know I've got to be good for Mummy.
So she was talking to someone else who was trying to calm her
They're
down.
having a whole conversation.
So this has been for quite a while then.
Yeah,
We're talking-
I've got massive.
How old's
goosebumps,
Rosie
yeah.
now?
She'll be 8 in September, so 7.5.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So, what do you currently believe it might be?
I don't know. I can't help but think that spirits talking to her. Particularly one elf. I mean, they've all got characters. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But Cookie, the one elf, she was telling me the other day actually how Cookie used to be a little boy, and he was killed
okay.
by his mummy.
She told you that.
Yeah. She holds the elves up to her ears, and they say
she can't
things
And
to
see
her.
keep in mind, she's 7.5. 7.5, and she's come up to you out of the blue and said Cookie, her elf, who talks to her,
Yeah.
was a little boy once who was
Yeah.
murdered. Okay, so this is...
She said for a long while that Cookie used to be a little boy, but recently the stories got more involved. And she's even told Nanny the same story, because I said, did you know Cookie got killed by his mum? And I said, yeah, she told me the other week.
Whoa.
And she tells consistently the same story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I've got a question, so you don't mind me asking, because I'm just genuine curious even for my own purpose.
Yeah.
The 72 elves, sorry I said 71 earlier, 72 elves, do you believe as a parent this is 72 personalities that talked it in her head, or do you believe it's just one but she doesn't see that it's only
Couple.
one?
I think there's a couple of spirits that come through the different elves, because she tends to go through stages with the elves. Like for a long time, Violet, the purple one, was her favourite, I think, because that's her favourite colour. But she didn't have there wasn't any of the conversations that she has with some of the elves.
Deeper connection.
Yeah,
Right.
like we lost Cheeky Charlie. He was one of the original elves, and he got lost, and she was really, really upset about it. Like for weeks, and we searched high, we searched low, and she said that Orange, the black elf, black elves matter and all that. But she said that Orange, the black elf, had told her that Charlie was in a Pringles tub. Now the Pringles tubs are like, you can see in the kitchen, I can show you later, they're like way back. She can't, I mean she was only like 4, if that, at the time.
Okay.
The Pringles tubs were way back, and I was like, what are you talking about? And she said, Orange just said Charlie's in the Pringle tub. And so I go across over to the microwave, open the Pringles, and there is Charlie, the elf, stuffed in the Pringles can. There was absolutely no way she could reach
And you
that.
guys, and
I mean,
Nan
I
didn't
didn't
do
put
it.
him in there.
Wow.
I certainly don't think Nan put him in the yeah.
Wow.
So, if I were, because I want to understand a few things about this phenomenon, and I'm going to ask some questions. I'll be very, what's the word? I'll be very sensitive, obviously. You know, I am aware I'll be speaking to a 7.5-year-old. I guess I want to know: do you If you were to ask her any question, you could get a full-blown answer out of it.
Yeah.
What would you ask her? If you could get a solid answer.
I don't know. I mean, obviously I ask her questions along the way, like when she says things and I'm like, how did you know that?
Yeah.
And she will say, you know, blah, 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 told me, meaning one of the elves.
Yeah.
And, like, she just doesn't elaborate on it. And a lot of the time, because she's only 7, she kind of forgets how she got the information.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's certain things that stay very consistent.
See, I want to know if she hears this outside of her head or if she hears it inside of her head.
Yeah, I have a million questions.
Yeah,
They
I
do
will.
whisper to her. She will hold them up to her ear.
Yeah.
And they will say these things. And I mean, I'm an empath, and I know that she is exactly the same. She does have those skills. She feels very strongly when other people are upset or they're poorly or animals.
Yeah,
She feels that like
I've
incredibly
already noticed
strongly.
when we last came to see you.
And she does get voices in her head,
was gonna
and
say-
they appear in her head, and they're not audible, but she's described it as thoughts that aren't her own that just pop into her
Okay.
head.
That would be a good question. Actually, I'm curious to see what voice, how many. Tonight is obviously quite interesting to work out have we got an imaginary friend or have we got spirits. I think, this is all amazing
Yeah.
information. Children are like sponges at this age. You're going to know that better than anyone. Like, I've worked with every child you can imagine, like every type, you know, here, there, and everywhere. And children are like sponges. So she's getting this information from somewhere. It's not you. It's not Nanny. So we want to work that out. That's really, really important. There's just a million questions to
She
ask
does
her.
learn a lot from YouTube, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, of
And her
course.
gaming. I mean, she can type quicker than me and she's on robots constantly.
Yeah.
But there's certain things that Peppa Pig is not going to tell her.
Yeah,
You know,
obviously.
Yeah.
66, including those ones.
All right, so you said you had a surprise. Okay,
Yeah.
let's see what we're walking into. Hi there.
Hi there.
Hope you're well.
And this is Andrew and Kaylee.
Which one's Andrew?
This one's Andrew and this one's Kaylee.
That looks just like her, I'm not gonna lie. Spitting image.
Yeah. And this is you.
The resemblance is uncanny.
I feel this. We have the same energy.
Are these all your elves?
Yeah. And also someone's in the house.
And they all... And they're all your friends?
Yeah.
You have a lot of friends. I'm jealous. Wow.
And these two are brothers.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Which
one's Cookie?
Which one's Cookie?
That one next to Buddy.
Oh, okay. Hello, Cookie. Well, do you mind answering a couple questions about Cookie upstairs?
Yes.
Yeah? You be alright with that?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do that then. Okay, right. So, we're gonna have to pull off an interview with a very hyper 7.5-year-old.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I'll do bad cop, like just leave out the good cop, right? Every answer that I think she's not telling the truth, you're gonna rip one of the heads off one of the elves.
Amazing, good. With my bare hands, so I get some scissors or like.
Just slowly torture. No, we're gonna be very sensitive about this, but let's try and pull this off as respectfully as possible. So Rosie, could you please tell me how you met Cookie?
So, I forgot. So, on my birthday, they just came to this house.
Okay.
Probably because they were tired or something.
Tired?
Or they wanted friends.
Yeah, that makes sense to me, friends. And would you say Cookie's been a really good friend to you since you've
Yeah.
met Cookie?
Yeah. I sleep with him every single night.
Do you? Oh, that's really sweet. Can you tell me, is Cookie able to talk to you?
Yeah?
Yeah.
He can whisper in my ear.
How do you, like whenever or just sometimes?
Whenever.
Really? So
Yeah.
like, can you ask Cookie now what
Yeah.
a question, like what do they think about me and Kaylee being here?
He said it's great.
Is it? Well, thank you, Cookie. I appreciate that a lot. Can I ask you, when Cookie talks to you, do you hear a voice come out of Cookie, or do you hear it in here?
I hear it in my mind.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's like Cookie can talk to you, what we call telepathically. Have you heard that term before? Telepathically means when people can talk to each other with their minds. So that's really interesting. And what sort of stuff do you and Cookie like to talk about?
like honestly where he came from or just other stuff in his past life.
Past life?
Yeah.
Now that gets interesting. Can you tell me a little bit about Cookie's past life?
So like his mother killed him because they were really poor and they needed to save money.
Oh, wow. How long ago do you think that was? Was that a very, very long time ago?
Probably about like 5 years ago or something.
5 years ago. Okay.
He said 5 or 6.
5 or 6 years ago. Right. Now, does Cookie come from England? This country?
Probably, I don't know.
Probably. Okay. And can Cookie do anything else other than talk with you and be your friend? Does Cookie move ever by himself, or?
Yeah, he only moves at Christmas, so.
Ah, that makes sense. Yeah. All right, and oh, this is so fascinating. I've always wanted to know about your friends. Can you tell me how many other of your elves can talk to you?
All of them.
All of them. Every single one here can talk to you.
Yeah. Should I show you Cookie's brothers?
Yeah, sure.
I'll get them out, so.
Okay.
So it's these 3.
Okay. And would you say they're all well behaved, or do they like to be mischievous? They like to mess around sometimes, or are they always good boys?
Sometimes they're cheeky at Christmas.
They're cheeky. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But they don't tend to be cheeky any other time of the year?
No.
Oh, well, that's a relief.
Crazy. How do you know they're brothers? Did they tell you that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And also they have a label on them that says elf mates.
Ah.
Okay, that
So
makes sense.
which one of them told you that they're brothers? Did they all tell you?
Just this.
Just Cookie.
Just Cookie.
He
Okay.
talks to be the most.
Oh, so
Okay.
when Cookie was a little boy, you said when he was younger, when he got killed,
Yeah.
did these two live with Cookie at the time, or was it just Cookie on his own?
They lived with him.
They lived
They
with
lived with him. Can I ask, what happened to these two? Did they also have something bad happen to them, or did they just now live with the elves? Like in the elf?
No, they were older than him, and then after he died, they were walking, and then on a mountain, and then a big rock came rolling down, and then squished them.
Oh, whoa.
That's not a nice way to go, is it?
Does Cookie ever tell you how his mummy felt about that? You know Cookie's first mummy, how does she feel?
She felt angry because they didn't have lots of money.
Oh, I
Okay.
see. So was the mummy a little bit angry maybe at these guys? Do you think a little bit?
Yeah, because whenever they wanted something, their mum would say no.
Oh, I
Okay.
see. Does Cookie like it here now, do you think?
Yeah,
Yeah?
because
I
it's
bet.
nice and warm, and he has friends.
Lots of friends.
That's true.
Absolutely tons of friends.
So good.
Right, I'm trying to think. This is our opportunity to finally talk to well, Cookie. I really want to know more, but I don't know where to even begin. Can I ask, how do I put this? Do you ever feel like you see Cookie outside the elf?
Kind of.
Can you explain as best as you can?
Like, sometimes I see shadows of, like, a little boy who looks like him in front of me for 1 second, and then it goes.
When does this happen? Is it daytime,
Well,
nighttime?
at school, when I want my mum, he just appears and then, goes.
When you want your mum?
Hmm.
Huh, did you know about this?
No, I didn't. I know that they help with her anxiety,
Yeah, of course.
which is why she takes them to school, and they're very comforting. But that's the first I've heard of that.
And you were
That's
saying about
fascinating.
protection. That's like
Yeah.
that.
Do you feel safe with Cookie? Does Cookie make you feel safe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet he does. So if you could describe, I know you said it looked like a shadow. What would you say? Have you ever seen a little bit more? Is there any hair color, eye color, skin color?
It's like the same as his face, like
Is it?
black hair and then blue eyes and like other stuff.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes he holds cookies in front, like,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So he likes so he likes to bake.
Okay, that makes sense. Well,
When you see Cookie, how does it make you feel when you see Cookie's shadow?
Happy.
Happy?
Sometimes scared because it like scares me like
Does he make you jump a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Wow. So when was the first time you saw Cookie as a shadow? Do you remember?
Like on my birthday when I was crying when I wanted mummy, I was like surprised because I saw a shadow that had the same things on his head.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what did he do? Did he do anything?
He just came next to me and sat next to me for a few minutes.
Wow.
Wow.
And could you see him as clearly as what you can see me? Or was it a little bit, was it more of a shadow? Or
It
how
was
did he
more
look?
of a shadow.
Okay.
Okay, so you could just see a little bit of his hair and eye colour?
Yeah, like that shadow.
Oh, okay. So you could
Okay.
see him a little bit, but not a lot.
Not a lot. He was sitting in that chair.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
wow.
where'd you see
And
Cookie?
he was clapping like,
Where?
In that chair.
You just saw Cookie in the chair
Yes, he
clapping
was
for
like-
you.
Wow, that's because he's proud of you, because you've just done all this
So-
amazing work.
So you that's so
and he was
this
also holding like a little spirit of himself here.
so he was holding a doll of himself.
Yeah.
So that means you believe? Do you believe Cookie to be a ghost?
Yeah.
Like that's truly what you believe? Has he told? And he's told you he's a ghost.
Yeah.
So he's not make believe at all. He's really a ghost. See, that's why I'm here, because I want to see this myself.
And sometimes when I have this jumper, he likes sneaking and like.
Oh. See, I think that's interesting because we just asked off camera. Oh, hello. We just asked off camera that what happens if the elves get angry and they appear. Maybe you could have tried
Oh,
that a little bit.
I think she took it as what happens when she gets angry.
No, I asked about the elves.
No, I heard what you
when
asked,
elves
yeah.
get angry.
But she said that they appear and give her a hug.
Yeah. How do you feel when you see these ghosts? Do you feel happy, scared, excited?
Yeah. For 1 second, I get scared a little, and then I'm happy.
Wow. And can you make Cookie come out when you want, or does he just come out when he wants to?
He comes out when he wants and when I ask him to.
Okay.
Wow. Do you think later you could ask for us and ask Cookie to come out?
Yeah, but he only comes as a ghost for me though.
Yeah, I'm
that's okay.
I'm under the impression only you can see Cookie, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would
How
make
tall is
sense.
Cookie? If you had to use your hand, how
He was-
tall is Cookie?
He was the same height as me.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, and the second he go, he was in his chair like.
Cookie was just there.
Okay.
Just there. That's amazing. Wow. Do you think that's okay to ask later then if we ask to meet Cookie?
Yeah.
I know we can't see him, but I'd love to see you with him.
Tell you
Is
what,
that okay?
I'm gonna grab.
Yeah?
I'm just gonna grab something. You keep it.
Okay.
Keep asking questions whenever you want.
Yeah, I'm loving these questions.
All I need to say is Cookie come out, and then he comes out.
Where does he come from when you ask him? Does he just come into the room or does he come from the elf? Where does he come from?
He normally like comes here and then walks over here when Nanny's not there or comes next to me. So he's like,
Oh, wow. And does he go away that quickly? Does he just sit down and he vanishes or does he stay for a little bit?
yeah, and sometimes he stays and then he's like, and then he's gone.
Wow. So you just saw Cookie?
Yeah.
Whoa. See, I had some interesting
I also
questions,
saw
Mummy.
him.
I was asking
Did
what
you?
happens if we make the elves angry, and then we saw Cookie.
And I also saw him walk over there.
Whoa. That's crazy. Can you ask Cookie, has he seen us? Can you ask him for me? Can he see Kaylee and Andrew?
He said, yeah, he's seen them. He's seen you many times.
Many times. Wow.
Obviously, I won't use things like a spirit box or anything now.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But I just want to see. Have
And
you?
also Andrew,
Just Yeah.
when I say Cookie, come out of your ghost, he comes like here and then walks over to me or just sits in a chair and then he vanishes.
Oh, wow.
Well,
That was a huge spot.
What? What's that for?
this actually it looks for ghosts and it lights up when it sees them.
Yeah. but
I'm just seeing.
but
if-
right now whenever
okay.
that's over them, they get scared so their ghost goes
Yeah, of course,
away.
of course, I
The
understand.
North Pole, so it probably won't show their ghost.
Funny enough, it is lighting up on some of these.
Yeah. So
Which one's Cookie? Where's Cookie gone? Right there.
some of them have light lit in it.
Oh, Cookie. Do you mind lighting up that device?
No.
No.
Doesn't want to.
And he's not.
He's,
Hey, Rosie.
oh,
It-
it actually went up.
Yeah, that's
He
what I'm
actually
saying.
showed.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Rosie, can you do me a favour? Can you ask Cookie to quickly come out? Is he okay to come out, even just for a second?
Let me ask. It just flashed in and he went back in, didn't it? It went. beep.
It did flash.
Is Cookie in the room? Can you see Cookie's shadow now or not at the moment?
It was just there and then it vanished.
It did,
Just
yeah, that
in
was a
there.
couple of minutes ago.
Is it
Yeah.
is it possible? Just does Cookie like teddy bears?
Kind of. but
Kind of.
Only one's his size.
Oh, actually, I think the battery's going on this. It's very faint. Oh,
Oh,
can you ask Cookie to sit? Well, is Cookie sat on the couch?
Is Cookie sat there, darling? Is Cookie sat there or not? Not now.
he was just there.
Can you? Is it possible to ask Cookie to sit down on the couch just to see what would happen?
I'll put him in there.
Yeah, of course.
But it probably won't light up because
That's all right.
he knows he's with one.
If it does or doesn't light up, that's okay. I just wanted to see.
He likes to move whenever he's in a camera or something.
Yeah, he gets shy, doesn't he?
Or just when he's with a big teddy bear like that.
Yeah,
He's scared.
I understand. Well, I don't want to
It's
scare
not
him.
lighting up now because he's really scared.
That's okay. All right. Well, Cookie, if at any point tonight you want to play with that teddy bear, that's all yours to play with.
And maybe if we secretly set up a camera, it might see that there's a ghost there.
Oh,
If we set up a camera somewhere
Yeah.
and then watch the footage
Well,
tomorrow.
funny enough, I do have some equipment that could help us with something similar
Yeah.
as it stands. But with that, I do
I'll
find it
ask
interesting
Cookie if he could
yeah, sure.
come out probably in the elf house.
Natural born ghost hunter right here.
He said no because he's really scared.
That's all right.
maybe
Sometimes-
later. Shall we let Cookie have a little rest? So we can ask
Yeah,
him
we can
later?
give Cookie a bit of a rest, but
Yeah?
I just wanted to see. There was some EMF going on, and the bear's going
He
off.
wants a little rest.
Yeah, it's taking his. He wants a little rest. Okay, darling.
Well-
that's a good
I
idea.
might have to move these elves.
Spiking heavily anyway.
Yeah. Well, she literally. Whoa! It's on maximum.
That's what I'm
rate.
saying.
Yeah. Wait, he's actually there. He's right there.
That's what the consensus
see
would say.
Cookie?
Cookie's right there.
You can come in. It's all good.
Cookie was sitting in your chair. The ghost of Cookie before he
EMF
died.
in the room in general is just going off, but
And he was actually sitting there because it went red and I could see his
it's going to be an
ghost.
interesting one. Currently, if I'm correct, we are going out to a different
see that?
haunted house tonight.
It went red.
But we
Very
will
much so.
also, I think, maybe when we get back, we'll continue the investigation
Don't
tonight.
go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Yeah. So yeah, if you didn't know, we are in Somerset and we have 2 videos coming. You'll learn more about the other one on the upload after this, but trust me, it's pretty dark, but it needs to be done. Anyway, we'll see you all later this evening. Right. So first and foremost, I'd like to ask you, what is your name and your relation to Lucy and Rosie?
My name is Angel,
Okay.
and Lucy is my auntie, and Rosie is my cousin.
Okay. I like your name, by the way, interestingly enough. We study angels a lot on our channel, as well as the other side. So you have experienced paranormal activity in this house, you said.
Yeah.
What sort of things have you had happen? What have you witnessed?
So I watched the desk move randomly.
The desk, like that one right there.
like this one here.
What did it do?
While we were sleeping, my auntie wasn't able to come in. The desk had randomly moved across the door, so she just couldn't get through the door.
So it barricaded you guys in the room.
Yep.
What were you guys scared? Like, how did you come to find this out? Like,
So I got told in the morning, because obviously I got told to because my auntie had managed to move the desk a bit, so she could actually check on us.
okay.
But, yeah, she managed to tell me in the morning.
So they came in to check on you, and the desk was barricading the
Yeah.
door. Did she try knocking or banging or waking you guys up?
She did try to wake us up, but we just didn't wake up.
You guys are just too sleepy for that shit. Okay, gotcha. What other sort of things? Like, what do you believe it was? To be honest,
I don't know, just like an angry type of like ghost in a way.
angry type of ghost. And do you have an idea where that could have come from? Do you think it's always been here? Do you think it's related to anyone in particular?
No, I just think it's been with the family.
Just something to do with the family. Okay, that makes sense. What other things have you experienced then? What we're staying the weekend, obviously. So, what do you think we could expect?
Just different type of movements of things.
Things like to move around.
Yeah, I like to move around.
Okay. See, we call that poltergeist where we're from, which in German literally translates to noisy ghost. So a poltergeist is essentially a ghost that has the capability to move things or make noises. Have you had any other weird things? Weird chills, seeing shadows. I know you say things have moved. Would you say you've heard anything odd around here, or?
Not really. It's just the random shivers of like a feeling of a ghost nearby.
Okay. You know why that happens, right?
Yeah, just like having it feel like they're in the room with you and stuff.
That's right. Scientifically, though, if you're interested, we believe ghosts require energy to form, right? So essentially what they do is they suck out the energy from a room, which makes it very, very, very cold. And our hearts, funny enough, they can pick up on things called electromagnetic frequencies, which is what we believe ghosts to be made out of. I know I'm dropping a lot of science on you, I'm sorry. Our hearts are designed to pick up on the energy spirits are made out of, so when they manifest, we get senses in our bodies like chills, our hair standing on the end of our head, things like that. Does this scare you at all, or?
Not really, but it's a bit on the edge of things.
You're not really sure how to feel about it, or? Fair dues. And here's a question I gotta ask. If for any reason tonight we manage to make contact with Cookie, and I mean there's something they're talking, because as we've discussed, Rosie believes, yeah, there you are with thumbs up. Rosie believes it to be a ghost in her elf. What are your thoughts on that?
I reckon it could be, because it's in a way like kind of talking to her and telling her stuff that I wouldn't expect to know.
It is a bit odd that there's something giving her the answers behind the scenes, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how would you feel if we did actually come up with conclusive evidence that there's something to it? Would you be a bit more on edge about it, or?
I think it'd be quite interesting finding out about it. And
Yeah.
yeah.
That's exactly why I'm here. Funny enough, it's my lifelong goal to always... They use the term imaginary friends. Obviously, I'm not going to use that term because she truly believes it to be a ghost, which it very well could be. I study ghosts for a living. But it's been my lifelong dream to investigate an imaginary friend and see if there's any validity to the claims children make. I kind of believe that those younger are more sensitive to the other side. Would you say you've experienced anything odd when you were younger? I mean, you're closer to being a child's age than I'm 30.
And your age, yeah.
Yeah, I'm old now.
Old man.
I'm 33 now. You would have a better memory than I would. Do you believe you experienced some weird stuff growing up at all?
Yeah, a bit possibly. Having like things talk to me, and like Rosie was saying. Yeah, random things telling me don't do that. And
do you think that there might come a day then where when Rosie gets older she won't be able to make contact with the elves?
Yeah, it's possible.
Probably go away. Well, just so you're aware, because I know Rosie's going to take part in our communication tonight.
Yeah.
You are also more than welcome to join us tonight. Get to see how to ghost hunt and all of that if you've never done it. It'll be the whole lot of us. Make it a big old family affair. Why not? You all live here. But that's up to you. No pressure. But I wouldn't want to make you have to go to sleep with nightmares or anything if we do make contact with something.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll see how you feel in a bit. All right. So Rosie's asleep. We're gonna see if we can get Cookie. running wild in the house somewhere. Oh no. Oh, isn't that cute? Yo. It came to life. She actually came to life. I don't know where the fuck the doll is. Okay. We have a problem. We have a major problem. Cookie is loose in the house. No. Cookie is loose in the house. Rosie's not sleeping with her. It's not in the piles. We went upstairs. Look at her face. Is she
Go and have a look.
Cross your
Seriously. Cross my heart.
Cross my heart.
Pinky promise.
But she sleeps with Cookie all the time.
She's not. The elf is missing. The elf is actually missing.
Shit, I'm gonna go to Joe.
Alright, so we've cornered Cookie in the kitchen. Something that we did not expect to be able to do because of how close Rosie is connected to this. First and foremost, Cookie, I hope we haven't angered you. Well, you definitely are showing signs of life. Oh, spiking red just resting on its legs. Cookie, we mean this with the utmost respect, and I'm sorry we joked about things behind the scenes that you probably are well aware of. We did not mean any of those. We genuinely want to know if the soul of a little boy is actually in this doll. Look at that. Can you believe that?
That is really intense.
That is really intense. Alright. Can I add, by the way?
Yeah.
There's a crock pot here, not on. I just turned off the plug for the kettle as well. It's not on. I don't know why that's doing that. So let's do a recording. Cookie, are you the soul of a little boy? Can you make yourself known to us, please? What is your real name? Notice the bars have stopped moving. So I can hear little bits of talking in the background.
When you first started it, I could hear something when you first started.
Yeah, just
Before
then.
you speak.
Yeah, literally just then.
It's like it's whispering.
Really delicate.
There's whispering, just like how he talks to Rosie.
Yeah. What was that?
Oh,
Wow.
that was loud.
Yep.
Whoa.
What did that say?
That's distinct, isn't it?
2 vowel or 2 syllables.
Wow.
That's so...
Look,
A little teeny whisper.
on.
It's just
the
been
doll.
constant.
It's constant.
Ever since you put
Take
that
it away.
down.
Take it away from the doll. Nothing. Put it on the doll.
Everything.
Going crazy.
Yeah.
That's odd.
This
Like-
this is actually madness. And then it just stopped just like that. Babe, it's just stopped.
What?
It just stopped.
How could it just stop?
Don't know, it's just literally just stopped.
Sorry, I'm looking for a spirit box. I don't know where. There it is. I won't play it too loud. We won't wake up anyone sleeping. Hopefully, anyway.
Oh no, we got a bit coming back. It's weird.
has stopped. Cookie, can you say your name? Can you say Cookie? What? Can you say I'm dead or something? Cookie, if that's you, can you say Cookie, please? Give it a moment. Cookie. What?
I was going to say I could hear a teeny little voice then. Tiny voice.
Said it's me.
Yeah.
Did you not hear that? That little teeny voice.
Walk around. I'll admit, there's not a lot of responses. Just like Rosie was saying earlier, she was saying Cookie's very shy and doesn't like having cameras and doesn't like being... Why do you think that is, though? If we were to speak as adults, all here in this room, why do you think a imaginary friend would be considered shy?
I do believe he speaks to Rosie. I don't know how it is or what it is or how it happens or why it happens, but he speaks to her. I really, honestly, from my heart believe that. And, I don't know. I think he likes to protect her, and I think this sounds really ridiculous, an adult speaking about an elf doll, but I do think he's quite a shy character, but he's very forward in his protection of Rosie.
Can I also just clarify, and I will say this in the most careful way of saying it. I know Rosie experiences more motion activity during Christmas.
Yeah.
Have you influenced Cookie to kind of be naughty or...
No, not naughty. I've been behind gifts that are given to Rosie. Some of her elves have been gifted to her.
Yeah.
From other elves. Yes, I bought but she knows that, and I don't go moving them and pretend they do,
You don't?
No.
So when she says the elves move...
They really move. I know that's
See,
not
that's
me.
something I couldn't ask her because I was
not me.
worried about...
Yeah,
I figured we might clarify in the most gentle way possible. What,
When
you don't...
we first got the elves, yes, Nan and I would put them in the Christmas tree or but Nan's pretty mobile. She can't move much, and I just used to forget to move them after the first Christmas. To be fair, no, a lot of the stuff they do themselves.
So you're telling me Cookie actually moves himself sometimes?
Yeah, when she said he appeared in the bed, like he was up in the net up above my bed.
Yeah.
That was not me.
Okay,
Mum can't
see,
get up the stairs.
this
That
is-
was not my mum.
this is what I wanted to clarify earlier, but I couldn't because I didn't want to break the Christmas spirit, the sort of thing. But you're telling me not the case. Well, I will say there's something odd about how Cookie has no spiritual activity. Just hold Cookie for a second and give me that real quick. Yeah, it's kind of going off. We're near, obviously.
Yeah.
Why the hell is Cookie giving off red levels of EMF? Now that is something I only find true within spirit presences. Pulling it away, nothing.
Yeah.
Little bit of one green light flashing.
Yeah.
Put it on Cookie.
Maximum.
It's just maxing out to red. There's something odd about that. There's something odd about it. And I'm going to agree with you. Being here, sat in your house, there's something weird about it. And your daughter would not experience this sort of thing without some kind of force behind it. Tell you what, guys watching, okay, I've never done anything like this. I don't think many people really have, to be fair. If you're interested in the concept of imaginary friends and them being real or not, and you want to see more content like this, and you want me to seek out other families as well who may have experienced imaginary friends, obviously we're friends. We will still come back and see you no matter what. We're not hanging out just because of Cookie here. Lucifer has been a Demon Army member for years now, and much love and respect to her, and I hope you guys, most of y'all will know who she is just from the chats and the live streams. But if you want to see more content like this where we stay with a family with a child with an imaginary friend and we delve deeper into it, let me know in the comment section down below. And with that, tell you what, click this link right here. It's an absolute banger of a video. Don't even think about it. Just click it. Enjoy yourself. And we'll end it as we always do. Come on, say it with me. Do you believe yet?